Welcome to episode 4.
Good
Michael,
morning.
how are we?
We're always good. We're always smiling.
That is amazing to hear. And the last couple of weeks again, we always say it every single time. It's chaos out there.
Chaos.
Navigating chaos. Then there's positive news. There's negative news. There's tragedy. What's going on in the world with this war? I don't know. I'm speechless. I was watching
It's
it.
throwing a major spanner in the works, like hardcore.
Massive. Like I was watching it even to a level to actually understand what's going on. And I can't believe, I know there's been wars over the last, 10, 15 years. And, this one's obviously, I feel like it's a bit more broadcasted.
Mm-hmm.
And I still just can't believe this is going on. We're in the 21st century and it's just chaos. So, it's amazing what the world's doing, standing up to Russia. I really hope this can end. It makes me sick to my stomach.
It's really sad. I feel like with the other wars, and I don't want to talk about the wars, but they've always been like internal conflicts. Whereas this is like the first country invading another country that I think we've seen in a long time. Which it's just fucking sad.
Yeah. I think it's been extremely sad, but on the crypto and NFT level, there's actually been a lot that they've been involved a lot.
Yeah.
And in some amazing ways.
It's really rallied the community together to get behind it.
Yeah, like the Ukrainian government opened up to be paid in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, USDT, and the donations have been flowing in. I think they're at 40 million.
Yeah, no, 50.
50 million.
50 as of this morning, I think.
That's crazy.
The craziest thing was, though, I think it was just before the war started, they literally accepted Bitcoin as legal tender. I think it was just before it started, if I'm not wrong. Could be wrong on the time frames a little bit.
Yeah.
Some of the other cryptocurrencies came in during as the war started, but I think just before it started is when they actually accepted Bitcoin.
Okay, that's interesting.
Just floating perfect.
Well, I heard something that the Ukrainian government was supposed to airdrop the money or something, and they rugged they rugged the people.
Slicked.
So I don't know. Like they came and said, "No, we're not airdropping nothing." So I don't know. There was a few jokes on Twitter that the Ukrainian government rugged everyone, but I don't understand why they were going to give the money back though. So. Yeah, they were supposed to put half to the troops and then half to the people. Yeah, then they were supposed to airdrop. So I don't know. I'm
not sure. I was going to donate for the airdrop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So I don't understand. What that was about. But regardless, very interesting. Nevertheless, Ukraine legalizes Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen how the banks have been freezing up. And there's a lot of people turning to cryptocurrency because there's no real, nowhere else to really store their money.
Yeah.
Russia, they've been kicked out of SWIFT. Seven of the major banks, I think, in the next 10 days are going to get shut down.
Yeah, that's I think the biggest news out of everything, because they're only going to either have their own internal system, but if they want to operate on an international level, they're going to need cryptocurrencies to be able to do those transactions. So. As sad as the current wars are and all that is, it's almost like a shining light for the space that it's opened up that.
Well, I think it's just kind of proving what it's been about from the start. Like everyone that's come out and said, okay, well, cryptocurrencies, can be used. It is a store of value. It does hold a place in this world, and everyone's been shitting on it for years. I think now we are going to see its real use case and its real utility.
Yeah, it's really accelerating. I think everything forward by a couple of years easily.
Yeah, easily. So it is extremely sad, and I wish it didn't have to come out of these circumstances. But if the space does grow from it, then it is what it is. We have seen as we discussed, like Canada, I think 3-4 weeks ago they just completely shut down the bank system.
Yeah, that was really interesting. I still don't know what actually caused it to happen, but like you said, they couldn't make any transactions. I think crypto or actual hard cash was the only form of money that was able to be transacted during that period of time.
Well, the banks kind of played their card to show people that they can shut anyone down whenever they want.
Yeah.
So I think, again, for crypto, and we're seeing it in Ukraine and Russia now, banks are just shutting themselves down. So I think that's a shining light. But something that's very interesting, news that came out today, which is really upsetting because crypto is supposed to be decentralized and it's supposed to be safe. MetaMask is supposed to be safe. But I didn't really read into it. I saw the headline.
Yeah, there's not much information at the moment. I know we'll currently like writing the copywriting for the post and doing research.
It went up. Yeah,
trying
that's
to find all the articles, and there's literally nothing. No one knows. No one's commented. No one knows like why it's happened. But they've banned, I think, Iran and Venezuela.
Yes, where the users can't log into their MetaMask, and also they can't connect to OpenSea.
Yeah.
So they've kind of lost their money. But MetaMask is supposed to be decentralized, and
Yeah.
no one's doesn't matter. No one can actually access it. So I don't know what's going on. That's actually got me on red alert.
Yeah,
because
it's really
I've got all
interesting.
I only use MetaMask.
Same.
That's where I trade. That's where I hold my money. If this is a situation, well, I'm going to move.
Yeah, like you're with MetaMask for the whole decentralized. You feel safe. You feel secure.
Well, it's your keys.
Yeah,
yeah.
And for that to be like for that privacy or that that space to be invaded, you kind of lose faith in that system.
100%.
And but the interesting thing was that they can get around it using VPNs, which I know like a lot of people don't know what a VPN is. They don't use one. And it's not what you want.
You probably need a VPN on your phone anyway.
Yeah. But it's just like there are ways around it, but it's not a good thing to.
Yeah, but what
have
if the whole world, for example, bans crypto or whatever happens? Like it just becomes a thing. Well, all your money in there, it's gone.
Yeah,
it's
you
worthless.
wouldn't be able to-
So I'm on red alert. Like, okay, we can use a VPN. That's great. But that still goes against why.
Oh yeah, it's against the morals and the principles of the space.
Correct.
But just like as a temporary solution for these people. And if it does happen here, just go to a VPN straight away.
Yeah, literally. Another thing, was it Coinbase or Binance? They came out and said, so everybody was obviously banning Russia from uses. There's millions where, the Olympics, they've been shunned out as neutrals and stuff like that. And Binance came out and said that they're not going to be putting a ban on Russian users because then that literally goes against the space.
Yeah. Which I think it's a really powerful stand, and although I don't agree with what Russia's doing, I think it's the right stand to make for the space. For the space,
yeah. Because if they did go against that, then that literally goes against why this digital currency was actually created. Yeah. So I know they're stuck in a weird position because like they have to stand.
Yeah, it's a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, it's a rock and a hard place, but. I think they made the decision on the greater good of the space. Is what it is. We've got Elon Musk. So what he did, that was insane.
Still can't believe it happened.
Oh, what a man! What a man! So obviously the war's going on. Russia was affecting the internet. The Ukrainian internet by the satellites and the signals, the signals through their towers and stuff like that. So the Ukrainian government called on Elon to get his Starlink internet which is in space. He moved his satellites over and supplied the whole country with or the state or whatever it was, the country with internet.
It moved so quickly as well. Like
he did it in like 10 hours.
Yeah, the tweet happened and then bam, trucks are rolling in with all the hardware they need.
So that's crazy. And then obviously the government said we're accepting Doge now as donations. I was like, yes. So I gave a little cheeky donation. We had to give him the Doge, which is amazing. And yeah, it's crazy. So I'm really happy that he obviously jumped in and played his part.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you see Tesla? They're accepting Doge payments now for their supercharge stations.
Yep, I saw that.
So cool. So cool.
One step at a time.
One step at a time, literally. It's what happened? What happened as well? I just lost it. Elon, he's releasing merchandise today. He's releasing broomsticks. I think he's selling them for $69. So everyone get a broomstick.
Guy's a meme lord.
Yeah, he's a meme lord. Get a broomstick.
Collector item.
You
Trust
collect
us.
item, literally, and you can pay in Doge. So you can't go wrong. But yeah, so it's as we said, there's a lot that's gone right. Oh, there's a lot that's gone wrong in this world.
Yeah.
But I think from the crypto space, there's been some interesting times. And if Russia actually adopts crypto as their only payment, I think they could possibly go. Because they're close with India, they might start trading in India's money, rupee or something like that. I've heard. Who knows?
I'm not sure. Like, it's hard to know what the next move is because I heard they're their currency's less than like 1 cent now.
It's crashed.
In terms of value.
Yeah, it's crashed.
Like that, it's just like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know how they get out of this.
Yeah.
I really can't.
We're not, we're not,
economists.
it's not our expertise. We'll stick to just talking shit on a mic about NFTs. But a crazy thing that's starting to play out in this space, and I think we've talked about it. Well, I know we talk about it a lot internally. I'm not too sure if we've talked about it on this podcast, but influencers or celebrities or someone that has a following coming out and just pumping crypto coins or pumping NFTs for them to, obviously because they're getting paid for it, and then obviously dumping. There was a lawsuit on SafeMoon. So some of their celebrities, I think Jake Paul, or Logan Paul, and
Jake Paul,
and there was a few of them that they're getting sued now because of this.
Yeah, the pump and dump.
So it's funny. I saw there was this. I don't know. He was a rapper, and he put up the other day. He's like, "Get your." I don't know, some NFTs, like 100 in the Discord. And like, didn't know what he was talking about. Like, he had like over 1 million followers pumping some project. And it's just like, and he's like selling out fast. Yeah. And he's got no idea what he's on about. And it's just like, shit, like people are getting scammed in this space. And it's crazy to think that celebrities and influencers, they're not playing long game. They're not thinking that they're literally taking 100 grand, whatever they're getting paid, to literally pump something and ruin their reputation. This stays on the blockchain.
Yeah, it's like you said, it stays on the blockchain. It's people don't forget either. And with the following they have, they could do so much more in this space. And it's sad to see them try and take advantage of people and just ruin their reputation so quickly.
Well, I just like, they're literally going for the quick money.
Yeah.
The 100K. And we see it all the time with people just pumping stuff. But it's like, why? Like, it's not a social media post. You're not just putting up a social media post and you're just not saying something where it's not affecting. Like, people are actually pouring their money into this. Yeah. They trust you in a sense. I know it's sad, but like, it's just how the world works, advertising and things like that. So it's crazy to see. There was Ethereum Max on I think it was the Jake Paul fight, where so Jake Paul was wearing like the chain or something, or Logan Paul, and like he had Kim Kardashian, all this stuff pumping it as well, and obviously went all the way up before the fight and came crashing down. So I understand this hype trains that does happen. But yeah, posting stuff.
I don't think, because they're not in the space or they don't really understand the space, I don't think they actually really truly understand the repercussions of their actions. Like, they think, it's just a post, like they're promoting an e-commerce brand, for example, but it's not. It's like, this is investing like serious money. It's not like a $60 t-shirt. Could be potentially thousands of dollars. And people are buying in off their favorite celebrity's recommendation, and it's just sad to see it happen.
Even celebrities doing their own projects and rugging their own community. Lana Rhodes, $1.5 million straight phantom, took the money and ran, and then blamed that the community wasn't nice to her or something. So she did a project, said that she was going to be doing merchandise and she was going to build, I think, a show. I don't know what exactly she was promising, but she promised the world, got the money, and then, delivered the Atlas. So, and that left people upset, because they paid, I don't know, for 1.5 million. It was probably like $200, $300 each. They're worth nothing now.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's been so many more. John Cena, he just failed.
Yeah, there was
he didn't
De'Aaron
rug. He
Fox,
failed.
The basketball player.
Yeah, what did he do? He rugged as well.
Yeah, he did a $1.5 million project as well, and then just pretty much put a tweet out saying, it's over. There's nothing more happening. And then he kind of blamed the people that he got in bed with as a deflection. So, yeah, it's just sad to see like that kind of stuff happen. And, we always tell people with, Collings NFT that launching the NFT is only the beginning. It doesn't end at the launch. That's just where everything starts. And, you're building something for 20, 30 years down the track, and no one really understands that, celebrities included.
Yeah, I feel like people aren't understanding that when you start a project, it's a business.
Yeah.
It's not just something that you can just put up there and that's it. Like, you got to give your life's work to it. Beanie put up a really cool status yesterday, and I think it was a tweet, yesterday, and I think it was really important that he came out and said all these projects are literally putting out 10,000, making millions off the drop, charging ridiculous prices for mints, when that's not what the space is about. It's become a zoo. The space isn't what it was 6 months ago. It's become a zoo. It's become, let's completely strangle our followers and make them fight for whitelists. The people behind the projects just think that they're worth so much more than they are, and they're just minting these ridiculous prices, and it's unfair. There's some of them mints 0.25 plus. I don't understand, and I think that's a big reason why with the Collins Universe we decided we're giving it away for free. And the reason for that is we're launching a business. Now we can't sit there and tell everybody, hey, we're gonna literally do all this and literally con people to buy into us. We need to prove. We need to build from the ground up. And I know I'll use myself. That's, for everything I've ever done through Collins Real Estate or anything, I've bootstrapped everything. I've never obviously, got a 500K upfront payment to do things. Or from investors. It's always been bootstrapped, put in the work, make the money, save a little, and just keep building from there. And, we aim to do the exact same thing. I see this project, and it's how everyone should be looking at it. It's a 30, 40 year game. And if I'm really good, and if we believe what we're going to achieve, I know we've set ourselves a target of where we want to be in 10 years' time with this project. Might as well put it out there, top 100 NFT project in 10 years' time. Might as well put it on record.
Speak it into existence.
So, we've got big ambitions, and I know if we're really good, if we are a top 100 project in 10 years' time, we'll make money. Like, if you're good at something, you'll make money. It's like anything. If you're a top 100 basketball player, if you're a top 100 tennis player, if you're a top 100 lawyer, if you're a top 100...
That's the issue. Like, people focus on the money and they don't focus on the task at hand or the goal. And by focusing on the money, your attention isn't actually on building, it's on just making money.
Correct.
And that's when it's going to actually compromise you in the long run. Whereas if our focus is on building, creating amazing intellectual property, and then from there, we take care of our community, they'll take care of us.
100%. If we give more than we give back, they will give us more. Like, it's just how it works. It's how the world works, and people don't see that. And like, I know we could tomorrow, me and you, create a PFP 10,000 project. We could put a couple million in our pocket. That easy. Like, it's not hard. It really isn't. We've got a whole media division. We've got everything to do this, but it's not a situation. We're just going to burn people in the process if we're not passionate, if we're not doing it correctly. And I think a lot of people need to understand that more. A lot of people are just seeing this as a gold rush, and they're just trying to make the most of it, and you're not going to win in the long run. Business is a 10, 20, 30, 40 year game. People don't forget, and I think people need to understand that if you are thinking of doing an NFT project, you got to be putting in the front of your mind, how can I provide more value than I'm given? And am I extremely passionate about this? Or am I literally looking at people making 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million in a week? And then are you happy? And if you want to burn people for that kind of money, go do that. But I
it's not within us to do that.
I want to be able to sleep at night. And people, I think it's the wild, wild west out there. But everyone's got to understand as well that the wallets are transparent. You can see exactly where the money's going, and one day, someone's been rugged. They're not going to forget. They're going to keep watching this wallet, and it's somehow going to come back to them, and people are going to get their day. So, I do believe in karma, and we'll go from there, I guess. But we'll get back onto the fun stuff. Ran over. But going into California, so they're introducing a bill to make Bitcoin and crypto legal tender.
Yeah, which is crazy. It's slowly entering America, which I think...
Is that Ted Cruz pushing that?
No, I think he's the governor of Texas, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
So I think he was one that disappeared, like when they had snowstorms or some shit.
Oh, okay.
But another crazy thing is Colorado as well. they're legalizing cryptocurrency to be paid for state taxes. So it's slowly creeping into like the whole of American society, which is like the hub of crypto. So I think once America fully adopts it, that's when it's game over. And I think with Russia doing the same thing as well at the moment, two of like the major powerhouses in the world, like, you know, it's only going to grow stronger from there.
I have said it, you know, on this podcast. I still do believe that a super cycle is coming. You know, there's Coinbase. They got 3.7 million people registered for their NFT platform, which I think is going to be launching in the next month.
Crazy.
Elon Musk putting Doge on the moon. You know, the war, like what's going on with crypto. I know it's bad, but, you know, that's shining there's some good light coming in for crypto, but it adds in. It's horrible. I don't want it to be a thing, but it adds in.
It's a positive in a negative situation.
Correct. So it's not how we wanted it ideally, but it's just how it's playing out. Yeah. It's how the world is. You know, every big company's, you know, adopting it. You know, so I still feel like there is going to be a big, you know, a big NFT cycle that's going to come through over the next couple months. I feel like that could probably be the top.
I
for the time being, and then we'll go into a bit of a winter and things like that. So, but who knows? I'm not trying to predict it all. It's just how I'm kind of seeing it all play out. Twitter obviously allowing people to be tipped, like creators in crypto. So I think Ethereum and Bitcoin.
Yeah, I haven't looked into which currencies are available, but I have seen the function, and I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Reddit. So I think with Reddit you can like give people like Reddit Gold, which is like some like special access, and the people pay for it and give it to the person who commented. So it's I think a similar process, and I just reckon that's mad. Like as someone who uses Twitter, and to be able to monetize that platform in that regard by posting good content and being rewarded for it, it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's mad.
It's true, man. It's crazy. Like there's so much. Like and I can't wait. I reckon they're gonna introduce Doge for tipping. So if you saw, did you see Vitalik Buterin at the ETH Denver? He was wearing Doge trousers, like Doge pajamas. Crazy. So they're currently working on a bridge, Ethereum and Doge. Yeah. So Ethereum obviously doesn't want to. They're known as kind of the currency now on OpenSea, but really that's not what their play is. Their play is to become, you know, like the Apple of the space, where everybody connects and builds on top of their platform. You know, that builds on their blockchain. So, you know, the ETH fees are extremely expensive. I think the Ethereum 2 upgrade is still probably a year or two away.
I don't know. They've been saying it for a while.
Yeah, so I don't think it's coming anytime soon.
It's one of like, I think they said like there's a meme where it's like whoever like cracks that Ethereum issue should get like a Nobel Peace Prize. Wow. That's where it's about to be cracked. Incoming, Elon and Vitalik, Ethereum and Doge bridge. So what they're creating is a bridge where I believe you're going to be able to, like, do you know how you got wrapped ETH? It's going to be like wrapped Doge with ETH, and that's going to be used as the currency. So like you'll be able to trade. Like, there's going to be barely no gas fees because you're trading with Doge. So kind of like Matic at the moment, but like the Doge bridge. So once that happens, I can see why they're partnering up. Vitalik Buterin's on the board of Doge. It makes sense. Let's make Doge the currency of the world, and let's just make sure Ethereum can hold its place before something takes it down in 2 years. So I think by doing this, it's going to solve a lot of issues, and they're a win-win for both. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting how that plays out. The Premier League, even this, they're about to bring in NFTs, which I probably suspect it's going to be for next season, unless they join in. Yeah, no, it would definitely be for next season, I reckon. So there's So Rare. So there's 4 companies I know going for it. So Rare. There's Candy, which is like Gary V, Mike Novogratz, and all them. Dapper Labs, and some other one. Yeah, I'm not sure. I knew of So Rare and Dapper Labs, but I had no idea what the other. Yeah, so there's Candy, that's Gary V and all them. I don't know who the other one is. I'm surprised EA Sports isn't in the mix. I thought maybe EA Sports would have made a play. I know we discussed with Ultimate Team, it just kind of makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, I guess. If this is a big one. Yeah. Like whoever gets the Premier League is probably like on track. Like I've said, I think we've even discussed it here.
I haven't. I bought a few so rare cards. I sold them though, just because after my whole theory of if EA Sports is going to win, they're not going to be worthless. So I was like, whatever, I'll sell out. But if so rare does win this,
well, it's hard to know how it plays out because the prices on so rare are already like.
They are, because they're the leaders at the moment. Yeah, like there was a Haaland that's off like 800K or something a couple of weeks ago.
Like, random players for like their ultra rare cards are like 30,000, like I think euros.
Yeah, it's worth a lot of money.
Like for a random player, not even for a good player. Like it blows my mind the amount of money people are spending on there.
So it's the leader at the moment.
Yeah,
like I just hedged my bet of like I'll sit on the fence and kind of wait to see how it plays out. So if they win this, it's going to erupt.
I know.
So it'll be interesting to see. I think whoever wins it, little thing inside, I really want Candy probably just to win, just for Gary V, just as a little supporter of him. But I don't really care. Whatever it plays out, it'll be cool. Manchester City is building the first football stadium in the Metaverse, so you'll be able to like watch it in the Metaverse. Now, I think we've discussed it together. There's a company called Seek VR. They, I think they've done it on like amateur levels where you could like put on the headset and watch the game in VR. It's very amateur. I think they've done like an African League or something, something like really random. You know, and that's what I was saying. I want to just bring it into the, just give it a go and try set it up here in the amateur leagues of Victorian soccer, just to give it a go. NPL, Northcote City. So could be something that will, I don't know, hopefully just bring it in for a laugh and just try it. So. That's really interesting. I can see it just blowing off. It makes so much sense. Like I imagine I'm a Manchester City supporter. I want to watch the game like in the Metaverse. You just get a ticket and you just take your seat and it's like you're there.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I've got a really like interesting opinion on this. If you're not there like in real life, the atmosphere's not there. What's the point of being there?
I'm gonna give you my virtual goggles, and there you can in the Oculus you can go to an NBA match, or you can sit at Wimbledon. It's not bad for something. It's for something that's still we're so early. Like this whole VR thing's still 10 years away.
Yeah.
For it being now and like sitting in there, okay, it's not amazing. I'd rather probably just like
watch it on TV. You know, if you're not actually there, like
but I don't know. I think the way technology is gonna advance.
You reckon?
I don't know. The jury's still out. I don't think I could have goggles on my head for 2 hours to sit there and watch a bloody game. You start getting dizzy. I think the jury's still out, but I definitely see it. I don't know, being very interesting. It's a whole new way to literally monetize your fans.
Yeah, because I think Houston Rockets did it in the NBA.
I'm not sure.
You're able to watch their games in the Metaverse or something along those lines.
I've watched some NBA games on there before.
I think they were the ones to do it first, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong. But I just feel like you go to a game in real life for the atmosphere, because obviously TV viewing, you get the best angles at all times. So if you don't go for the atmosphere, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's the one area where I'm just like, that's where the Metaverse space just... You can't replace that. You can't.
Like, we saw that during COVID. I stopped watching like sport because I was like, it's not the same. It makes it.
Yeah, like you're listening to the chants, you're listening to like all the excitement.
It does.
So like,
but what if like they're still there and then you've just got a place while there's still people in the stadium, so you're still looking around and it's still that.
Well then possibly
because that's kind of what it would be.
Possibly yes. Then if it's just like an empty. Like
no, it won't be. No, it won't be an empty. Nah, that's starving. No.
Like
I'd rather sleep.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It won't. I think the game will still be played in the stadium, and you'll have like a seat where like you'll be able to just see everything that's going on in real time. I don't know. We're still so early. I'm trying to think about how they even do that. I don't even know. I'm not the expert.
That's just one of my things where I'm like, I don't know if that's like the right play to go, or if it's just like straight hype.
It is hype. Of course it's hype. Of course it's hype right now. Yeah. It's all just like, look at us, look what we're doing. But you got to think that they're building that for the next 5 to 10 years, and I can see it within 10 years being something. Us next, like I'll probably do it. I'll do it to try it. You know,
you have
but
to
I'm not going to sit there every week and be like, oh, Man City's playing, let's put the goggles on. You know what I mean? Like, Like it just it won't happen. It won't happen. But in 5 years' time, maybe. Yeah. If Tottenham's doing it every week, and I want to go, I flew all across the world to go to the Champions League final.
Well, exactly. You went for the atmosphere. You know what I mean, and to watch your team play.
Yeah. So maybe I'll just jump in the goggles and in the winter of Melbourne at 4:30 in the morning, just goggle up. I don't know.
Laying in bed, just goggles on.
Yeah, goggles on. Nicole thinks I'm a spastic every time I chuck them on, but it's all right. It's all right. We get good laughs out of it. So I think it's just, as I said, I'd love to just even try it as just a North Casino, just bring it in.
Yeah.
Give it a go. Really just see how it works out. Warren Buffett has invested in the space. I think that's really big. One of the biggest investors ever.
Yeah.
He's worth
billions.
Yeah. He obviously invested, I think, in some. What were they like?
I think it's like a payment system or some kind of bank that stores Bitcoin or something along those lines.
Yeah, something like that. So I think that's a big step. For him to invest.
Yeah, he's always had like this ironclad stance where it's like, I will never invest in cryptocurrencies. And for him to make the transition from traditional payment systems like Visa and MasterCard, sell out of there, and then move into a cryptocurrency payment system is like crazy. If that doesn't show you where the space is going or where he's predicting the space to go, then I don't know what does.
Yeah, it's true.
For him to break an ironclad stance, go against what he said the whole time, adopt it, I mean, it's coming.
Yeah, well, even he probably, so MasterCard, on this Coinbase platform, or even MoonPay, which is like the crypto version of Visa and like MasterCard, now they've built an API where you can literally just pay for NFTs with your money. Yeah. So he just probably thought, you know what, that's probably massive. That literally bridges the normies that haven't been able to set up a wallet. There's a lot of work that goes into. Yeah,
it's quite overwhelming. Definitely,
it is. It's extremely overwhelming. So maybe he saw that and he was like, you know what, I'm in.
There's also these billionaires as well that have that podcast on TikTok where they a couple of months ago.
Billionaires have got a podcast.
Yeah, these billionaire guys on TikTok.
Wow, I've never heard of that.
Like hedge fund owners. Or
that's pretty cool. Is it a good podcast?
Yeah, they're pretty like intellectual. I've only watched.
It's not better than the NFT show, surely.
Nah, nothing tops that one. Jay Rogan, move over, brother. They predicted that like their biggest play for 2022 was the change of Visa, MasterCard to crypto payment systems. Like
wow.
I think it was to short the market or something along those lines.
Okay, wow.
Because they just see crypto, that's just where the space will go for 2022.
Yeah, wow.
So, I guess everyone's making that or seeing that as the big play and moving towards that.
Well, the New York Stock Exchange, they've obviously done some trademarks for an NFT marketplace and NFTs.
Yep.
It looks like they're going to start getting involved. Don't know how.
I don't really understand like what their play is or like their shape, like how they're going to.
They just registered some patents, so they'll come in soon. Puma did a thing with the Gutter Cat Gang.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that was really cool. They're just big corporations.
I know, it's just one by one.
Collins Universe, look at that, just entering, sending shockwaves within the world. So.
Calm down.
Yeah. Some say Bitcoin went up 5,000 US because of that announcement. It's like, so it's just,
no pressure.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's actually really funny, actually. And I sent it to you the other day. Ryan Serhant came out and announced the Serhant universe, no E. I reckon he's copying us here. Mate, what does he reckon? Serhant universe, yeah?
Universe.
Bad. What's he coming up doing? So I think he's just unfortunate we got in first. So thank you, Serhant. But
fuck you.
So anyone that doesn't know, Ryan Serhant's the biggest agent in America. He's the biggest real estate agent, and he's gone out and done his own agency, and he's launched the Serhant universe, which is kind of going to be this system where it's like this metaverse system where he sees people working
in the metaverse.
So having meetings in the metaverse and all that jazz, which I agree. I still think it's 10 years away.
I definitely agree with
Definitely 10 years away, but he's building for that. So I think that's going to be very cool. I'm really watching to see what he does. Because he's obviously been a good leader in the space, and maybe he's watching us. I don't know. But no, honestly, cool. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Lawsuits against OpenSea. Woohoo! Due to platform vulnerabilities.
Finally someone's standing up.
Yeah, finally. And also another blow, we discussed it earlier, like if they actually did ban these countries, OpenSea did ban these countries, that's another red flag to their name. Like, get them out.
I mean, how many strikes can they
get them out? Get them out. So this platform vulnerability was 1 or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, a month ago maybe, somewhere like that.
Well, they've had issues with the apes where they've delisted them, and then that got, I think that's what they're getting sued for.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. From memory, I'm pretty sure that's.
Yeah, and then we had that issue 2 weeks ago where all this money, like all these NFTs, were just stolen off the platform as well due to some contract.
There was the whole delisting thing as well.
Yeah, so there's just everything going wrong with that platform at the moment. They can't get it right, but you know they're still leading because there's no real other platforms.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be a lot coming out as we've discussed. You know, there's Coinbase that's going to be pushing very hard, 3.7 million users, where OpenSea only has 400,000 users. Like only 400,000 people in the world own an NFT.
Yeah.
And Coinbase is launching with 3.7 million. So that's going to be a big ruffle of feathers. You've got
a
looks
lot of
rare.
projects are transferring over to Coinbase as well.
Yes, they are.
A lot of
I think Gary V's gonna I think he's gonna transfer over as well.
Yeah,
He's been doing a lot of work
Azuki
with Coinbase.
Recently announced that they were moving
Did
over
they?
to Coinbase. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So a few we've got the Meta Heroes, Cats, like all these heavyweight OG projects.
They're all going
transition as well as the new big ones.
Yeah,
crazy.
That's good. So I think V Friends. Imagine the Bored Apes announced as well, which I could probably see it happening.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of controversy with the Bored Apes on OpenSea.
OpenSea,
it just makes sense, to make that transition.
And there's 3.7 million users. They're the leaders of the space. Like that's going to open up a lot of normie money.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to send the Bored Apes to another level. So. That's going to be very interesting. There's obviously smaller marketplaces. Looks rare. That's for the people that's been building. Fanverse, as we've discussed, they're going for a bit of a open market. I heard that there's just a lot of disgruntled people. Which we all know about, but there's even a lot of celebrities and stuff like that are looking to come into the space and launch drops. Hopefully, it's going to be good, and they just need platforms. No one really wants to use OpenSea, so we'll see how that plays out. Upcoming projects. So, has there been anything that you've liked?
Yeah, I actually saw one the other day, and I told you and Stefan about it, and this project here's got me so excited. It's, again, an anime project, so an area that I love, or a genre that I love. And they've only released teasers so far, but the quality just looks insane.
What's it called?
It's called Phantom Network.
You told me about it, but I haven't, you didn't tell me anything.
They've made like a 24, 25 second anime trailer video. They've released teasers of some of their characters, and the artwork's insane. I love the tone of voice for the project. And they've got a really large following. I don't know if it's bought. It's so hard to tell whether they've got fake followers or not. But when I found it, they had I think 70,000 followers, and now at 85,000.
Okay.
But they've had a few projects. World Wide Web started following them, and some big Twitter influencer gave them a shout out. So I think more people, as they hear about the project, will get around it. I just think it's really cool.
Okay.
This one here, I'm buying purely for the love of I just think the art.
Anime.
Anime
fair.
art. It looks insane. They released a comic, a manga page or comic page, which just again.
So literally going for the art, nothing else. Do we know who the founders are? Are they doxed or anything like that?
They are. They've got their information.
Okay. That's a big green
tick. The way the website's kind of made. They've got a little bit of a roadmap, but it doesn't detail too much. A lot of the stuff is hidden, and they'll probably announce it later on. So what is in front of us right now seems very achievable. The art's amazing. I just think, personally, this is a project that I'm buying into from an emotional standpoint.
Okay.
A project that I'm buying from an investment standpoint is Loveless City, which I just told you before.
Yeah, we didn't. Give me a bit of that. We didn't go into that actually at all.
It's going to be like a generative art project. I don't know if it's going to be a PFP, but something along those lines. And it's pop art. So the art is really interesting.
When you say pop art, what do you mean?
Like a lot of like strong colors,
Okay.
Like weird shapes. It's just
Yeah,
like,
okay.
I haven't seen anything in the space so far like it. They're releasing a mint pass. I think the whitelist, what they call it, the love list,
Yeah.
was like literally an hour ago.
Okay.
Stefan called me saying like, I'm out of the office, but you got to do it. You got to mint it for me. I'm like, relax.
Yeah.
And then it's just the whitelist. So I think they're releasing 3,300 mint passes.
Okay.
And then I don't know if that's the size of the project, or if that's just what they're releasing for now.
Okay.
But that looks really cool. I think that one's going to be. They've got some apes helping them out with the project. They've got a few people who I think are decently sized investors or people that have been in the space for a while, helping them out with the actual artists with the project. So
Okay, that's interesting.
It actually looks really cool. I think that one there is probably a project that I'm investing with the brain. The anime one with the heart.
With
so
the
we'll
heart,
see which
okay.
one works out best.
Okay, that's very interesting. All right, I'll look into them. I haven't looked into them. I'll suss them out. It's always good, if you like something. I think that's kind of, it's really good to just put it out and just I just really like the art or whatever. So that's why and I think kind of that's how I invest a little bit sometimes as well. Like the Stoner Cats.
Yeah.
Yes, they got a lot of people behind them, but people just like, why are you buying them? And I'm just like, I don't know. I just think it's just like stoned cats. Like, how can you go wrong with stoned cats?
That's where it starts off. Like when you really like a project, you'll promote it. You'll if people can resonate with like passion. So like if it's enthusiastic, like contagious, sorry. So like, I really love it. Maybe you're getting a good vibe from it. Maybe you guys are getting a good vibe from it. You'll check it out. And that's how the project kind of flourishes. So it's a project that I'm going 100% with the heart. And I will probably shill the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Just because I think it's so cool. But but if it does well or doesn't do well, I'm not really fussed.
Okay, so
Hopefully
it's just one you just want to hold it.
Yeah.
Just have it as an art collection.
Hopefully, the mint price isn't too expensive.
Well,
Keep it
fingers
under
crossed.
0.2.
Fingers crossed. Well, yeah, there's, like we said, there's been so many projects that are just, like, this PFP, I'm not going to name it, but, like, I actually don't want to name it for, because I don't want to name it, but they minted at 0.25 for a 10,000 PFP. Like, they sold like 600 of them, and before that, like, the founder was like, people, like, he was like really strict. He built this like Discord of 60,000 people, and he was being strict because everyone wants one. Like, he had these people that were like invested in this project, like they'd spent they were whales in this project, and they were like, can we just have a whitelist spot? Like, we've got this much, and he's like, oh no, we can't, because you've gone against. And he was just really arrogant, extremely arrogant, and then he just egg on his face, like, and I knew it was gonna happen. There was nothing about it. So anyway, that's just really annoying. But the project that I'm interested in, very different. Yeah. Now it's not cheap. Yeah. It's actually 2.5 ETH to mint. And it was 0.5 for a whitelist. Okay. Which was the FOMO club pass. So it was expensive. And I knew that, but the reason why I minted it was the first of its kind. So the person that's behind it is Live Rich Media. His name's Jay. He's got a really big following. He's well in with a lot of big connections. Like he had like the OnlyFans. He's mates with the guy that runs OnlyFans, and he put it out there. He's friends with Bilzerian and things like that. And he's friends with some pretty influential people. And I just think like everything that he's doing is extremely different in the space. Yeah. So if you mint this, you've got an opportunity where you can get the pass where you're going to be able to ride on a jet with your friends, which will cost like 50 grand. I don't know what it costs, or like an eight day tour in a yacht with all your friends. Wow. So
he's really going down utility experience
utility.
Wow.
And I love experiences. Yeah. I think that's kind of where if I look at, I'm not really materialistic. I actually spend all my money on experiences and like dinners and things like that. So that's kind of where I always spend my money. So I saw this project and I was like, this is cool. Like, I've never done a private jet. I've never done a yacht. And if I can do this, then that's amazing. And then also with the pass, you get like like extremely cheap flights around the world, extremely cheap accommodation.
Wow.
He's got partnerships like with the Maldives and every hotel in the world is partnered in this, and all the
crazy.
airlines, and it's crazy. So
Oh, yeah.
I thought, you know what? It's like I'm joining a club. Really, it's going to cost me a bit to join this club.
Yeah.
But it's a pass where for the rest of my life I'll get cheap flights and things like that. So I don't know. It's obviously I did the founder. I feel like I'm backing because of the founder and because of experiences. Now he's obviously got to execute on everything that he says, but who knows? I'm just more. I don't really care if it goes to zero and I get my experience of flying around the world in a jet or something. Then I'm
You
good.
got your money's worth.
I got my money's worth. I'm good, but. So and you never know. It's like when you, I don't know, Soho House, for example.
Yeah.
You invest in, you've got to be invited to go to this, and it's all this exclusive event, stuff like that. So it's kind of the same thing. I'm getting a pass to like they're throwing a party, like a party in Dubai in a couple of weeks. And it's funny, a friend of mine, and I don't know who he is. He's an alias.
No.
He's an alias, yes, but he keeps writing Christians, CJ Levendi, and like he's an alias. He's in. And he messaged me in the Telegram yesterday. He's like, "We going?" So I'm like, "I gotta know who you are, you know." But
can't just go with anybody.
Yeah. So that would be interesting to see. But that's kind of mine. I'm really staying away from PFPs at the moment. It's just too much garbage. I can't handle it at the moment. It's
so flooded. Like literally every single day, there's
something new.
100 projects coming out, and they're all the same shit. That's why I try to look for stuff that's different. And as someone who's like grown up in like forums and all that kind of shit, I love having like avatars as my profile picture and all that kind of stuff. So I'm purely buying it for that reason.
Yeah.
But I think Gary Vee put a tweet out this week or last week where he's saying like the current trend is about like collectiveness, and then the future will be about utility. And that's just like Project FOMO falls into that.
It's all utility, yeah.
It's probably a project ahead of its time.
Yeah.
A first in the space. Obviously, there's restaurants, there's other stuff, but nothing on that scale there.
Well, Ty Lopez the other day, he launched his. I looked into it quickly.
Yeah.
He's doing a hotel.
Okay. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
I didn't look into it.
He launched it, but it's like to get the top, it's like 3 ETH or 5 ETH, but you get like one-on-one training with him and his team and stuff like that, mentoring and stuff. So that there's a few tiers to it. I haven't really looked into it, but building a hotel, I think that's really cool. Where if you're a holder, you'll be able to stay at that hotel whenever you want. I'm assuming stuff like that. So I don't know.
I think that's the beauty of the NFTs is that it can allow for stuff like that to happen, which normally you'd have to source out a couple of investors to get around you, but this way here you can create a community out of it.
Oh, correct.
Which I think is so cool.
We always say it. We're going to put it on record in 30 years' time. We're going to have the Collins Universe Island somewhere. That's on the roadmap in 30 years' time. So
be patient, guys.
Be patient. But anything's up for grabs.
Yeah.
Like we can do that. We can do anything. And I just think it all just comes down to you just provide the value to the audience, and you can't go wrong. But Mikey, another episode down.
Another one.
So much value given, and I love this. Same. I love just having a chat.
Literally, looking back at the week that was, discussing the week ahead, all that kind of shit just excites me.
Every time.
Space moves so quickly.
The crypto market, it's 1 week, it feels like 1 month.
I know.
I'm growing a big beard, I'm looking ragged, I'm like...
We have grey hairs soon.
Man, I'm only 28.
Coming out weathered.
Literally, but it's good fun. But thank you, man.
Thank you, CG.
See you next week.
Good night, guys.